ओके, सभी आ गए? स्क्रीन दिख रही है सभी को?
यस सर, दिख रही है।
ओके ओके गुड। तो आज हम पुराने टॉपिक पे थोड़ी सी बात कर लेंगे, ठीक है? तो लास्ट टाइम last time we were talking about last to last class reproductive behavior. In that reproductive behavior, pre-copulatory, copulatory, and post-copulatory. So we have covered this pre-copulatory behavior, right? So you know what were the topics in that. I mean, some sensory involvement by olfaction, by visual activity, by pheromones, chemical activity, and so many others. Okay, and then sexual arousal, erection of penis, protrusion of penis outside the prepuce. But now we'll move on to the second category, that is copulatory behavior. So copulatory behavior actually by and large consists three factors, that is mounting or fixation, intromission, and then ejaculatory thrust followed by ejaculation. But there is one exception, that erection, actually the thing which occurs after mounting or with mounting are considered under this copulatory behavior. So you might have surprised to see this erection and protrusion of penis, because last time we covered this erection and protrusion of penis in pre-copulatory behavior, but right now we are talking this particular thing in copulatory behavior, in under head of copulatory behavior. So but this is exceptional case. Like in last class I was telling you that there is one species in which intromission occurs in partially erected penis, okay, or flaccid penis. Do you remember that?
Dog, sir.
Dog, yes, exactly, dog. So in last slide, I will try to describe why it happens. So here is exception. So in case of dog, that is one, and then the best example for this is camel. So what happens in case of camel? Sexual arousal and everything will happen, but later on it will mount. Okay, it will mount on she camel, and then after mounting the erection of penis and protrusion occurs. Okay, so that is very exceptional. Like in other let us talk about this bovine, caprine, ovine, or even equine, any species you name. So the erection of penis and protrusion of penis outside the sheath will happen before mounting, but in case of camel it is reverse. First it will mount, then the erection and protrusion of penis will occur, right? And slight deviation is that dog, that it mounts with a partially erected penis. Okay, so these are the two exceptions. So if somebody asks you, so what is the species in which the mounting occurs after I mean before erection of penis or protrusion of penis, so you should be in position to answer. So that the best answer is camel, and then second best is dog, because it occurs in a partially erected one. Okay, so that is one. And then second, camel is different in one way or other. Like in camel species, the mounting occurs in a sitting position. So the female will be in sternal recumbency, and then male will mount in sitting position only. The same are likely same. We can't say exactly same. That occurs in this feline family as well. If you see the way these lion usually mate, so lion also mate in a sitting sternal recumbency only. So in that perspective, the camel is quite different. Okay, so now we'll talk about mounting and fixation, intromission and ejaculatory thrust and ejaculation, right? Now coming to, like I was telling you that in most cases the erection occurs before mounting, but in case of camel, full erection occurs after the mounting. So this is one. Then what is mounting and what is fixation? Okay, so in how you will define the mounting, in that the male uses its forelimb, okay, grasps the hind quarter of a female, okay, then followed by the pelvic thrust. So that's how you can define mounting. So what is mounting means? The male raises, fixes his foreleg around the uh, hind quarter of female, and then seeks. Actually, seeking is a word used nowadays in for for intromission. Just before intromission, the penile region or tip of the penis, that is glans penis, actually it seeks, it finds the way where to go. So that's how the seeking word is originated. So that's how I used here. So now, like I was telling you that in camel, the mounting occurs in a sitting position. So both male and female, they'll sit and then only they will do the mounting. But in case of other species, the thing is different. The things will happen in a standing position. So this very mounting definition is different in case of all animal, and it is different in case of camel and lion. Okay, now some other peculiar activity that you should know, because in exam, if a question paper, somebody is setting a question paper that very normal, so they will ask these things. What is some, they will ask some precopulatory behavior, what are the supposed, what is the example of precopulatory behavior, and then they will keep three words like mounting, intromission, and dismounting as some three words, and then they will one option will be sexual arousal. So in that way they will keep very simple one. But if you think that somebody is a bit clever and he want to make it a twist and turn, so there is only option left, that they will ask about the exceptions, right? What is the exception? So you should know, you should be in position to find out the exceptional things in especially in male reproductive behavior. So we'll see one by one. So one exceptional behavior you saw in the camel. The thing is, the mounting occurs before intromission and penile erection, and then the mounting occurs in a sitting position. So these are the two very good exceptional example. Okay. Now there is peculiar activity that the tom and the rabbit, they bite on the scruff region. Okay, during mounting they bite on the scruff region. The same thing happens in a stallion as well, but it is a precopulatory behavior. Okay, it is a what you say, uh, actually it's a human term, so they use it a foreplay, a courtship. Okay, so during courtship, the stallion bites on the main region, the neck region of female. But here, in case of tom and rabbit, they bite on the scruff. So that is again the main, like in case of mare or horse, the main region. The same thing in case of cat and rabbit is scruff. We call it scruff. So what is that scruff? It is behind the head over the neck region. Okay, so now mounting happened. Okay, mounting had happened. Now we have to see the intromission part. What is intromission? So what is intromission? So for intromission to happen, intromission means insertion of penis inside the vulva followed by vagina, right? So for that there should be some activity to seek the vulva. Okay, so for that, seek the vulva and make arrangement. Okay, so In that, the first activity is contraction of rectus abdominis muscles. So very first thing that you observe for intromission is contraction of rectus abdominis. Actually, the rectus abdominis muscle squeezes out. Okay, squeezing means when you take out, you know what is squeezing, right? So, but in simple terms, I can define it like when you take out your toothpaste. So the same thing, squeezing activity. So same thing happens to rectus abdominis muscles, and therefore it brings about the opposition of both the pelvic cavities. Okay. So until and unless the male and female pelvic region become parallel, okay, one after each, the penile insertion cannot happen, right? It is like the penis should be in position to go parallel, to go straight. So if the animal is, suppose if the animal is the male animal, the pelvic area is below the pelvic area of female, so the insertion will not happen, right? So the male pelvic area, the pelvic girdle or pelvic cavity of male should be in opposition or in the same height of female. Okay, then only the penis will go in a straight way. So that's how intromission occurs. So first is, for intromission to happen, first is contraction or squeezing of rectus abdominis muscle. For that brings about the opposition of both the pelvic region of male and female, followed by penile insertion. The penis inserts inside the vulva and then vagina. Now, so that is about intromission. Now coming to the ejaculatory thrust and ejaculation. So ejaculatory thrust is a rhythmic activity, okay, by a to and fro movement of penis. Okay, so what is ejaculatory thrust? What is a thrust? Thrust का मतलब हिंदी में meaning धक्का, right? So in case of ejaculatory thrust means once the intromission happened, once the penis is inside the vaginal cavity, what it will do? It will do to and fro movement. So it is rhythmic. It is not like it is not. It is not going on half hazard. Okay, so it is rhythmic. So 1 2 and 1 fro, like that it will go. So it is rhythmic pelvic to and fro activity, that is called ejaculatory thrust. And what is ejaculation? If you define ejaculation, it is involuntary pulsatile release of semen inside the female reproductive tract. Okay, so what if somebody asks you what is the ejaculation? So ejaculation is, you look at the words. It is involuntary. First is involuntary, means they you don't have any there is, it's not based upon your wish and will. Okay, once the ejaculation or flow of semen started, you cannot stop it. So it is involuntary, it's not under your control. That is one thing. Okay, so it is involuntary and pulsatile release. The release of semen will be in a pulsatile manner. Okay, like the pulse goes, right? You see the how a pulse moves when you take pulse rate. So the way pulse moves, the same way the semen will flow. So it is involuntary pulsatile release of semen, okay, inside the female reproductive tract. That is ejaculation. So are you writing down somewhere? Because everything is not written in that PPT, so you need to write it down. Okay. Don't blame me afterward that, okay, sir, I was not writing, I was looking at your PPT and all. So PPT is there, you will get that PPT, but writing a note, separate note is very important for you to get more gist. Actually, it is a gist, and to get more points. Okay, so that you can remember when you revise that topic. Now you will get the benefit of that your handwritten notes. Okay. So it's not like somebody is moving, keeping the earphone inside. I saw yesterday someone moving. Okay, uh, you cannot do this business, right? It is not Chitrahar program that you are keeping earphone on your ear and you are moving like okay ठीक है सुन रहे हैं कोई बात नहीं है तो बोलते रहता है. So you have to sit down somewhere comfortably. You have to have your copy and pen with you. You need to write it down small points which are not covered in this particular PPT, because we cannot throw every damn thing inside the PPT and it will be very boring, and it's not my nature to do this thing. Okay, so I used to keep very important points, and I supplement these points with other findings. Okay, so you try to write down the things which are not written in that PPT. Okay, so we'll move to the other aspect. Now we covered the copulatory behavior, right? So we last time we covered pre-copulatory behavior, then followed by copulatory behavior. Now we'll move to post-copulatory behavior. So post-copulatory behavior consists of 3 points: dismounting, memory, and refractoriness. Some people call it refractory period because it is divided in time frame. So there is some sort of span of time. Okay. Uh, Span of time. So that's how they call it, refractive period. So both are the same. So dismounting means what is that? During dismounting, the male animal come to his normal position and the penis retracts back to the prepuce. So during dismounting, the penis will be inside the penile sheath or penile cavity, or it will not be outside. In certain species, you will see a small part of penis hanging out even after dismounting, but more or less dismounting ends with the penile retraction, right? So now, what is memory? We'll talk right now. So memory is especially in case of bull and stallion, they will recollect. There are evidences that they recollect the experience during copulation. Okay, whether it is good or bad, what was their performance. It's not that human thinks about the performance, right? We think like we are the intelligent and we only think about what was our performance, but in case of animal also, they actually recall their performance. Okay, if it is good or bad, it may be in any direction. And the second very most important thing, in several areas there is malpractice that people suppose a bull handler is doing mischief, he's doing some bad things once the bull is mounting. Okay, is beating with the sticks, or is abusing him, so that also will be recollected by the bull. And if you see in most of in village areas, even cities also, what happens once the dog and beach in somewhere near your vicinity, if they are in copulatory position, if they have got their ties, copulatory knot or copulatory ties done, so what the people used to do, they used to keep on throwing, hurling stones, keep on people used to beat them as well. So I actually don't understand what is their psychology. They are doing their business, and why are you interfering in that? If you cannot look at these things, so you better avoid it. But why to beat that animal? Because that they are doing their thing, no? So they are not interfering in your terms, and why are you so much? The mindset is like that only. So people are so frustrated that they cannot see other people doing their routine work. Anyhow, so that also recollected by the male animal once the population over. Now we'll talk to very third and very important aspect, that is refractoriness or refractory period. So what is the refractory period? We'll discuss. So refractory period is that the time period or time frame in which the male animal is sexually inactive, right? So he will not perform second mount or second copulatory activity for a certain period of time after successful copulation or after successful dismounting. So that period is called refractory period. Okay. So okay, I forgot to yes, it's there. So what is the refractory period? So as it is written, the most of the animals, they will not perform sexual activity after the successful copulation. Okay. And during this period, certain species, they will do some unique activity which you should know. Okay. So what are that activity? So in case of ram and buck, okay, so they especially buck. So if someone asks you a question that what is the species which licks its penis after the copulatory activity or after the ejaculation or during post-copulatory phase, both are the same. I mean, all three are the same. So if they have given four options like buck, ram, bull, and stallion, so most preferable answer will be buck. Okay, if they are saying both 1 and 2, so okay, both 1 and 2 is a good option. But you have to choose the best one. Okay, so you'll get that question for sure in your JRF exam. That is for sure. So what is the species which licks its penis after copulation or during post-copulatory phase or after ejaculation? Okay, so you try to fix it in your brain. That is a very, very important question. Now, second, the tom, the cat, male cat, it smells the site of copulation. So that again, that covered under the refractory period. So because in refractory period they are not sexually active, they are not doing any other copulation work or any other sexual activity. So what they will do, they will do something different. Depends upon species. So the male cat or tom, it will smell the copulatory site. Okay, and the buck and ram, they will lick their penis. Okay, so these are very important points to remember. Now what may be the duration? So duration can be as minimum as 5 minutes and as long as 60 minutes or 1 hour. Okay, so 5 minutes to 60 minutes is the duration in which the male animal will not do any sexual activity. Now, there is a question that can we decrease or increase the time? Okay, increase I cannot say, but we can decrease the time once you introduce a novel female, a new female in a group, then definitely the male will try to exhibit the sexual activity very at earliest. What I want to say, at earliest, suppose in normal condition the refractory period is 30 minutes or 35 minutes. So if you introduce a new female, so definitely the activity will be, the refractive period will decrease for sure. He may start activity within 20 minutes or 15 minutes or 10 minutes, but definitely there will be decrease in refractoriness or refractive period once you introduce a new female in a herd or group. Okay, so that is all about this refractive period or refractoriness. So that concludes our reproductive behavior in case of male animal. Okay, so now in starting class I was discussing the example of a dog where the intromission or insertion of penis inside the vulva occurs in a flaccid or not flaccid, partially erected penis. So what is the reason why it happens like that? So first of all, recall the peculiar activity of copulation in case of dog. So what they will do? They will mount. Okay, they will introduce the penis inside the vulva. Okay, then they will take a turn. Okay, both the hindquarters will be opposing to each other. They will take a turn, and then there will be copulatory tie. Right? So now we will discuss how it happens. Now you see this. These are two glands. So first thing you need to understand that they have a os penis as well. Os penis means bony structure inside the penis, which is not seen in any of the species. Okay, so os penis or bony portion in the penis is found only in the dog, male dog. Okay, and the os penis is said to, again I am telling you the word said to, it is said to facilitate the penile entry or intromission inside the vagina. So now you see these two. See, this is bulbus glandis and this is pars longa glandis. So the penis of a dog is divided broadly in two ways. So bulbus glandis, which is a bulbous gland which swells, okay, and then pars longa glandis, and mind it, it is a normal penis, and then this is a os penis. So this is a normal penis, means during the rest period, flaccid period. Now what happens during the sexual excitement, during the erection, during even after full erection, what happens? The length and width increases a bit, okay, but you look at this particular structure. So this is bulbus glandis. So it is now fully turgid or fully blown bulbus glandis. Okay. So one thing is clear, that after full erection, I repeat because it is very, very important to understand this word. After full erection of penis, the bulbus glandis swells like anything. It swells. You see this. This is now a fully erected penis, and you see this. This is a fully, full size bulbus glandis, right? So what happens once in normal procedure, once the penis is inside the vagina, okay, so or after full erection, the bulbus glandis enlarges, right? So if it happens, suppose that and then what happens in normal condition, the partially erected penis is inserted inside the vagina of a bitch, right? And after taking a turn, what happens? The erection becomes full. Now the erection becomes full, and then bulbus glandis enlarges. Okay, bulbus glandis enlarges, so when it is inside the vagina. Okay, and then vagina sphincter covers it. Right? So the vagina, the diameter of vagina is like this, half of this. Okay, once it is inserted, and then now it swells like anything, right? So the vaginal wall or vaginal sphincter becomes tightly adhere to this, because their size is like this only, but they have to adhere this much because it inserted in this stage. And now after inserting, now the diameter, now the diameter is increasing like this. So now the vaginal sphincter has covered it this much. Now it is very, very tense. Okay, that occurs normally. Now you imagine that a male dog inserting his penis after fully erected penis, after getting its penis fully erected. So what happens? After full erection of penis, the bulbus glandis will also enlarge. Now it is very, very difficult, not only difficult, it is almost impossible to insert penis fully inside the vagina, because the bulbous glandis is much more in diameter of the capacity of a vaginal sphincter that can be accommodated, right? फिर से बता रहा हूं, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है आपको समझना कि क्या क्यों पार्शियली इरेक्टेड पेनिस ही डॉग में इंसर्ट होता है। एक बार फिर से बता देता हूं, ये नॉर्मल फ्लैसिड है पेनिस, जिसमें ये पार्स लोंगा ग्लैंडिस है और ये बल्बस ग्लैंडिस है। यहाँ पर बल्बस ग्लैंडिस छोटे साइज में है, और जब इरेक्शन हाफ इरेक्शन होगा तो थोड़ा सा इसका साइज बड़ा हो जाएगा, और बिकॉज ऑस्को पेनिस इज देयर, बोनी पोर्शन ऑफ पेनिस इज देयर, सो इट विल बी इंसर्टेड इनसाइड द वेजाइना ऑफ ए बिच। वो बिच की वेजाइना के अंदर चला जाएगा। अंदर जाने के बाद क्या करेगा, डॉग टर्न लेगा, ठीक है। टर्न लेने के बाद अब जो पेनिस है जो इन वेजाइना के अंदर है, वो उसमें इरेक्शन, फुल इरेक्शन होगा। फुल इरेक्शन होने से क्या होगा, जो ये बल्बस ग्लैंडिस है ये कई गुना साइज में, ये बल्बस ग्लैंडिस है ये कई गुना साइज में बढ़ जाएगी, ठीक। अब है कहाँ ये है वेजाइना के अंदर। तो अब क्या होगा, वेजाइना जो इसके ऊपर थी अभी नॉर्मल टाइट था, अब ये इतना बड़ा साइज हो गया, इतना हैवी साइज हो गया, तो वेजाइना भी इसके साथ टाइटली अडेयर हो जाएगी, ठीक है, टाइटली चिपक जाएगी। अब ये नॉर्मल है। अब अगर हम सोचें कि दूसरे जो जानवरों, दूसरे जो मेल एनिमल हैं उनके तरह फुल इरेक्शन के बाद ही हम इंसर्शन कराएंगे, तो अब समझ लो कि फुल इरेक्शन के बाद अब ये क्या आपको लगता है कि ये बल्बस ग्लैंडिस वेजाइना के अंदर जा पाएगा? इट इज इम्पॉसिबल, इट इज वेरी वेरी इम्पॉसिबल, ओके। ये जा नहीं पाएगा, और जब तक ये जाएगा नहीं तब तक कॉपुलेटरी नॉट नहीं लगेगी, जब तक कॉपुलेटरी नॉट नहीं लगेगी तब तक इजैकुलेशन नहीं होगा। तो इसलिए डॉग के केस में पार्शियली इरेक्टेड पेनिस इंसर्शन करता है या इंट्रोमिशन करता है। ये इसका लॉजिक है। आप इस बात से समझ सकते हो कि ये बल्बस ग्लैंडिस इतना ज्यादा इनलार्ज हो जाता है, और फीमेल जो डॉग की वेजाइना इतना ज्यादा, वेजाइनल स्फिंक्टर इतना ज्यादा इससे टाइटली अडहियर हो जाती है कि आप देखो बहुत जगह जैसे कॉपुलेटरी टाई लगाए हुए डॉग अगर आपका पेयर कहीं मिल जाए, लोग उनको स्टोन मारेंगे, डंडे मारेंगे, कुछ भी करेंगे इसके, एंड दे वांट टू सेपरेट, बिकॉज उनको इसमें डंडे खाने में और ईंटें खाने में मजा तो आ नहीं रहा, उनको तो अब डिस्प्लेजर हो गया। व्हाट दे वर डूइंग इन इनिशियल स्टेज वाज फॉर प्लेजर। अब उनको कोई आदमी ईंट गिट्टी या डंडे मार रहा है, तो अब उनको मजा तो एक साइड रह गया, अब उनको तो ये है कि बचो अब मार से किसी तरीके से। दे एक्चुअली ट्राई टू सेपरेट आउट, वो तो दूर जाना चाहते हैं, लेकिन वो इतना टाइटली अडहियर होता है, जो कि बल्बस ग्लैंडिस कई गुना साइज में बढ़ गई है। अब वो इतना ज्यादा डिफिकल्ट होता है कि वो मार खाते रहते हैं बेचारे, लेकिन कहीं जा नहीं पाते, थोड़ा सा टाइम लगता है, क्योंकि बहुत ज्यादा जब फियर और बहुत ज्यादा एक्टिविटी, एड्रेनलिन वगैरह सिक्रीट होता है, तो जो नॉर्मल हार्मोन्स है वो डाउन होते हैं, ब्लड सर्कुलेशन थोड़ा इधर का डाउन होता है, तब ये साइज डिक्रीज होता है, और तब जाके कहीं वो सेपरेट हो पाते हैं। तो दैट इज द स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ कॉपुलेटरी टाई, राइट। सो अब अगर आपको समझ में आ गया हो, आई थिंक आई ट्राइड टू एक्सप्लेन यू आउट कि क्यों पार्शियली इरेक्टेड पेनिस ही in case of dog, partially erected penis intromission करता है या insert होता है inside the vagina, right? Any doubt? हेलो,
नो सर।
समझ आया आपको?
नो सर।
Yes, sir.
यस।
Okay, so any doubt regarding this this particular class? पूरे
नो
क्लास
सर।
okay, that's great.